Alright, and welcome back to our video and our C++ lesson on YouTube. Now, today on this video, I'm going to show you how we can use coding, or we can use the while loops to count number from 1 to, or the starting point to the finishing point. Alright, so this concept is one of the projects, the basic projects you can create using C++ or any other programming language. So I'm going to show you how we can do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is to create my variable with an integer. So I'm going to say number, and then I'm going to just declare it right now. So yes, so we declare the number. We can set the initial value to 0 to 1 or whatever, if that is where you want to start counting from. So if you want to start counting from 0, you can start with that, but I'm just going to leave it like that because I don't have an idea where I'm going to start counting from. So I'll do that, and then I'll write my while loop. So I will say while, and this our number here is our initial value, right? So we are going to use that to count. So I'll say while number, and then we set our target where we want to count up to. So we should say we are counting up to 10, but we need to compare it to the number. So we should write a comparison operator that's going to compare the number, the state of the number, to the target, so that when it reaches the target, it doesn't count again. So what we are going to use is the less than. So we say integer number. So while number is less than 10, it means that until it gets to 10, it doesn't stop counting. All right, so we can just write our code right here, and then we say anytime we count, we check, and then we loop over and see the number, we should add 1 to that number. So if our initial value to number is 0, once we start counting, it should add 1 to 0, which means it's going to be 1, and then it loops over again to see 1, it will add another 1 to make it 2. So we say number plus plus. All right, and then we can just see out number, and then we end the line right here. So in just about 13 lines of code, we can count number from 1 to 10. So let's see how it works. So when I run this, so you can see from 1 to 10. The reason being that at the starting point, or at the start of the count, we see the first number, the initial value, to be 0. So if it is 0, then when it loops over, it will add 1 to it and call it 1 to 0 and make it 1, and then it will loop over again. So you see that it's going to loop over 10 times. Whilst we are using the while loop, we are checking if the number is still less than 10. If the number is not less than 10, it will stop. So if while the number gets to 10, it will automatically stop counting. All right, so that is the target. So we say 10. If you want to print up to 100, we can do that. So while the number is less than 100, we add 1 to the number, and you can see we have 100 right here. We can add some string onto it. So you just remember at the basic school, you do something wrong, your teachers will tell you to buy a new exercise book and apologize. So you write I am sorry 100 times, 200 times, 300 times, even 1,000 times. Here it is just simple. Just since we have started our count from 1 to 100, we just add our string right here. I am sorry. Right here, I am sorry. So anytime you see a number, if it is 1, you just add I'm sorry, 2, I'm sorry, 3, I am sorry. That's what it means. So let's run this and see I am sorry. So we have I'm sorry 100 times right here. So let me make it 10. It's too long. So 10 I'm sorry 10 times right here. So you can see that. Okay, so this is how we can print numbers from the set target to the end. We can also set a number from here, that is our initial value. We can say to -1, which means that it's going to start counting from 0, because it's going to add 1 to -1 before it continues with the counting. So when we run it, we see our numbers, our count starting from 0. So we have 0, 1 to 10. Okay, we can also set it from -10. So you should start counting from -9 all the way to +10. Okay, so this is how it works. So in our next video, I'm going to show you how we can create the multiplication table with C++. So we're going to start from 2, go to 3, go to 4, 5, 6, 7 until maybe you get to 12 at that time. So we're going to create a multiplication table in C++ in our next video. So stay tuned.